everyone, welcome back to the season finale of the Feminine POV.
Boom, boom, boom,
It's
boom.
it's been it's been a while. Yeah, and I can't believe we're already ending our first season. Um, how do you feel about that?
Hi everyone. I'm all good. With the season finale, I actually am not excited about it because I'm like, why is it ending so soon? But yeah, all good things come to an end. So this is also the end for us. Um, it's a bittersweet moment. I'm very sad that I'm leaving, but I'm quite excited that we actually did something and stick it through.
Yeah, hey, guys, I just feel like I didn't think that we were gonna end it like in episode 6. Initially, I wanted it to end season 1 to end in episode 1, but I'm so exhausted. I feel like I'm really, really exhausted. And starting a podcast is a lot of work, and life is about to get a bit
Mm.
busier than I had anticipated. New things are just coming, and I'm just like, oh, what's happening? But this does not mean that it's the end of the feminine POV. It's gonna come back as soon
Mm.
as. But yeah, on today's topic, we are talking about hustle culture, talking about in it's also in line with me feeling exhausted. I just felt like we need to talk about this. Like, so yeah, we're talking about hustle
Yeah,
culture and all.
yeah. Hustle culture. Yeah, we actually chose to like end it in a good note, but in a much more interesting way, actually, by talking about the hustling culture and people grinding. I think most people, if not all, are in that season right now where they're like pushing and wanting to work and wanting to do everything all at once. The no days off mentality, the belief that success equates to constant work. But yeah, do you think it's worth it, Tato?
Uh, I don't think it's worth it. I mean, what's the cost of all this grinding, burnout, anxiety, depression, and health issues? Also, with even this, my idea of just like wrapping up the season, for me, I just felt like any other people, we need to take breaks, and being a creative person,
Mm,
you need to take a break because your mind is working over time. You're thinking about new ideas. You're thinking about, oh, what is it gonna have? What are we gonna talk about? Da, 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 da. And I'm assuming that
mm,
you also have other personal things that are happening in your life that you need to give more attention to. So you just need to take breaks at times. So I just feel like hustle culture in a nutshell is not that worth it if it's gonna cost you your mental health.
mm. So yeah, today's topic is very deep and just hold on to your seats while we get into it. So
Mm,
yeah, let's go ahead.
yep. So, yeah, okay, we're gonna start by just, explaining the whole situation, right? What what does hustle culture look like? Like, what is it like in real life, according to your perspective or a delay?
So first and foremost, it's the obsession with working all the time. Like if you're not exhausted, stressed, or overbooked, then you're not doing enough. It's the mentality or the mindset that glorifies overworking and sacrificing your personal life for professional success. So it drives people to move quickly or be hungry for easy success, I'd like to say.
Yeah, I don't think it's easy success. I just feel like, like in the society that we are currently in, you see people like your peers, they are successful. Someone, maybe even people who are younger than me, like someone is going to buy a house at the age of 22. And then you just feel like, oh, I'm not doing enough, like so now you start overworking yourself. You start side hustles that are just like burning you out. And the moment you just start resting, you're like, you feel guilty about it. I mean, I feel guilty about resting at times. Like the moment I think about taking a nap, um, it's difficult because I just get so anxious because I'm like, dude, you're sleeping and people are making money out there. Get up, get up. So I don't think that, I don't know. It's just, I feel like,
Yeah,
yeah.
social media.
Rodili, you're saying
And
something?
yeah, social media also doesn't make it any easier for us. Like we see
Mm,
people posting, yeah, we see people posting their 5 a.m. gym grind, 12-hour work day and side hustle on the weekend. It's kind of unrealistic. You can't be gymming. Okay, well, you can if you're like that dedicated human being who's going to be at the gym 5 a.m. every day, get pressured to like you're saying, to that now you do feel like you're just slacking around and like people
mm.
are working out there, they're putting in effort and they're just hustling and when it's just sitting there. So it's that pressure that is also ended onto you that you're like, oh my God, if I was doing that, Nami, my life would be so much better. I would be so much ahead uh, uh, when it comes to life. So yeah.
Yeah, and it makes you feel like, should I be doing more? Like, am I even doing enough? Am I working hard enough? Am I not
Hello?
hustling as much as these other people are hustling? Like it just makes you like feel inadequate and just feel like and start comparing yourself to these other people. And the truth is, I'm a contract our funny. Someone else's day is not the same as your day. So yeah.
Mm, mm. And also, here's the thing. I think hustle culture doesn't make room for like having a balance. It's always work, work, grind.
Mm,
Until what? Until you like drive yourself to the ground. Because when you're always working and you want to seem as enough, you want to seem as no, I can tackle this thing, and you want to multitask. Basically, there's no problem with that, but you should be sensible with it. You can't just be working, working all the time. It doesn't make sense.
yeah, until you crash out, bro. Until you just crash down, your system comes tumbling. And if people do not know, crumbling, if people aren't aware, fatigue can actually kill you. Hey, you can actually die from being fatigued. Which brings us to our second segment, which is why hustle culture can lead to burnout. Like, right? Like hustle culture, I think that hustle culture can lead to burnout because it sells as dream, like the dream to work hard now and one day you'll be successful, which I feel like is true. What do you think? It's a lie. What do you think, Ordile?
I think the reason why hustle culture is like bad for us
Mm,
prioritizes constant work and productivity. It's unrealistic. Like I also did say, it's very much
mm,
unrealistic to be working every time. And it's unhealthy in so many levels. Also, people tend to forget that it's inaccessible for some people, like for like the disabled or people who have chronic illnesses or other have circumstances that do not allow for them to like work tirelessly. So people do tend to like turn a blind eye on that. It
mm.
also like glorifies exhaustion. So being tired isn't a badge of honor, unfortunately. Uh-uh. If you're tired, you're tired, and your body will tell you. One thing about your body, it will send you signs that you're exhausted and you need to take a break. It also makes you feel guilty for resting, like you did mention.
Mm.
You do feel guilty when sometimes if you're like just resting. Nami, I do for like just sitting. I remember my mom was asking me the other day that um why am I always like working on my laptop, clicking things,
Mm.
um trying to find gigs, trying to find clients and things like that. I've also learned a new skill. So I'm constantly on my laptop and trying to learn and how I can monetize that skill.
Mm,
So she was asking me, why am I always doing that? Why do I always feel guilty if I'm not working? I'm just chilling, you know? I'm like, no, money will not come in from just chilling. I have to like knock on those doors, you know?
mm,
But yeah, honestly, you're not lazy if you take a break. Instead, you'll just cause yourself in a lot of stress, anxiety. It's also unsustainable. So at some point, your body and your mind will shut down. Like I'm saying, your body will send you signs that it will signal, hey, babes, I am tired. I actually want to take a break. I actually want to chill.
yeah, that is true. Like burnout isn't just being tired. It's complete mental, emotional, and physical actual exhaustion. And the worst part is that it just sticks up on you. Like today, I was so
Mm,
tired. I was so exhausted. And I'm like, I don't understand why am I this exhausted because even my body is so physically sore and I don't even like do exercise working. I don't even work out currently and all of that. I don't even take long walks. That was just the sign where like, dude, just tone it down a bit. Tone it down a bit.
calm down, calm down.
Like,
But
tone
yeah,
it
at least
down.
this week is a very much needed break for you. And yeah, I hope you'll be fine. The next thing you can't even think straight because your
Hmm.
brain is just done. Like it's over for you. You just need to take that pause. So guys, we would highly recommend that just calm down, like breathe, take a break from everything and just shut the noise and I don't know, take yourself out on a retreat, or just sit at home. There's no need to be going out every weekend. But hey, if you have the money, do so. But all I'm saying is take a break to take care of yourself. So if you would check like our recent episodes, we were talking about not neglecting yourself and taking care of your body. I think it was the just a go episode.
Hmm.
You should check it out too. But it also focuses on things like taking care of your body, not only in menstruation though, taking care of your body and just being in touch with you, knowing, figuring out what your body needs at that time, you know? So yeah, take your time, guys, and um, yeah, enjoy your body.
And here's the thing, we're not nullifying the fact that you need to hustle. We're not saying that um it's unnecessary to, grind and like push and stand on business. We're not drawing the
Mm,
line and saying, ah, don't do that. We're not scratching all of that and saying,
mm,
don't do that. I mean, at the end of the day, we all have to make our own ends meet. We all have goals that we've set for our personal selves. So it's like, you know, but just take care of yourself if there's anything.
mm, mm.
So, let's be vulnerable for a second, right? What's been your biggest hustle moment? Let me just start with mine, ma'am. For me,
Yeah.
for me, I think that it intensified during my final year, like when I was doing my undergrad, right? So it's just that it offers a small thing. At school, there was this competition that was running, and you just had to like basically put an idea, and then if your idea wins, like it becomes successful, you'll get the funding and all of that, right? And I was like, oh great, cool, I
Mm.
have two ideas. PFC was one of those ideas, and then they picked PFC, and I was like, oh, okay, cool, which means we can do this. So that year I was doing a lot of things. I remember, I don't know why I was in such a hustle mode, but I was doing a lot of things because I was doing this competition. I was trying to balance my studies. On top of that, um, right for education, I had just started working the volunteering there as a writer, and I was like, oh great, finally you get to build your hustle and all of that, right? And on the
Mm.
side, I was doing something with this other company, Chimong, and all of that, and I was like, okay, I felt like, okay, fine, you're superwoman, you're a superwoman. You're a superwoman and
Make
all
a
of that.
win.
And I was so exhausted, right? And fast forward, fast forward, fast forward, that all happens, and then all other things. Okay, my business idea didn't make it through the final rounds, which was cool. So like at least my tasks were not a lot now. I could just focus on small things like the read and school
Mm,
and all of that. And then final year came, right? That was before final year. And then final year came, and now if there's anything you need to know under your final year of your university studies, I believe it's the most hardest because now reality starts to sink in.
true,
Like,
true.
oh, I need to
It
get a
will rock
job.
you.
Like, I need
Oh,
to
that
get a
year?
job. On top of that, you're considering doing your post grad. I'm worried about my marks. I'm like, well, I was like, oh
Oh,
my
good.
gosh. And
Oh,
I crashed. Like last year, I experienced my first mental crash out. I was so tired. My brain was exhausted. I was on anxiety meds, and I just couldn't understand what was happening because the things that I had planned for myself were not happening. But I was overworked, feeling so exhausted, right? Like it was
mm,
so in gym. That's it for that was my crash out moment. And I just felt like from then I was like, no, Tato, you're doing too much. Maybe just try to relax, which is a lie. I'm still trying to learn the art of relaxing. It is difficult for me. But yeah, what was yours? Already learned.
yo, Mina, I'm currently experiencing what when you went through.
Mm,
So I feel like I shouldn't be doing a lot of things now, but I am doing them regardless. So,
mm,
um, I actually wanted to start my postgrad this year, but due to financial reasons, I couldn't.
mm,
And then I was like, oh, okay, you know what? You're not just going to sit. Find something to do.
yeah.
I also had this volunteering for Red. So for people who don't know, Red is a publication. You just volunteer to be a journalist or a writer there.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, I'm doing a lot of things. I'm part also of an organization where I'm the organization lead.
Yeah.
And
I
that
saw that.
organization actually is just to empower women and uplift
Mm,
women and things like that. Yeah, I'm the organization lead for that. I'm also doing the podcast. I'm a
mm,
social media manager for some clients that I found on Fiverr, and LinkedIn. I also do
mm,
happen to be a fashion stylist. Hey, Kuning, I'm
mm,
doing such a lot of things, and I just feel like if I choose not to just sit and not do them, then they're not gonna get done.
mm,
Um, I don't know. I think I'm putting myself under so much pressure to like get all of these things to come alive for me, so that when it comes a time where like I get like a job, not to say that all these things that I'm doing are not jobs, but they
mm.
are jobs in their own right. But my job, I mean like I
A
go in
professional job where you get
like nine
paid
to
and all
five
of
type
that.
thing. Yeah, I mean that.
Okay.
Um, so it's like I'm doing all of these things so that they can just add up to my resume, and my resume would look good for when I
Mm,
start working. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying, but yeah, I feel like I'm putting myself under so much pressure, but I'm doing all of these things
mm,
all at once. I remember some other guy also like during the week was asking me to be a virtual assistant for their company, and I was like to him, I have to get back to you
mm,
because I'm like, yeah, I have so many deadlines and I can't just face them all at once.
mm,
I also am so tired. My body is exhausted. My
mm,
brain cannot retain a lot of information. Yeah, so it's really a lot. Also for that, at BBTS, the organization that I just told you about, we're
mm,
currently looking for sponsors. So I'm emailing people every day. I'm texting them.
mm,
I'm asking. I'm also the vice president for it. Yo,
mm.
it's a lot.
It's a
It's
lot.
genuinely a lot. And these
Mm,
meetings also, these meetings are annoying me. I don't want to lie. I have like meetings every week
mm,
with people to just understand what they want. And working with people also isn't the easiest thing in the world if we're just going to be honest. It's not easy to
Mm,
work with people because we meet various people who have different mindsets and want their things in the way that Bonner they want them, you know?
mm,
So yeah, I currently do feel like this is my hustle moment. And I am aura to burning out.
mm,
Yeah, I can't even afford to like get an assistant to
mm,
pay an assistant, Heather. I do not have the funds for that. So, and
mm,
also a lot of people are not like into like volunteering because nah, but they're in
mm,
their bag, hey? They're trying to secure their
yeah,
bag. So if I would tell you, I know, he hasn't be my assistant for free, hell no, they're not gonna be doing any of that. So yeah, my hustling moment is this. Before I rant and I digress.
mm.
Um, let's get back to what we were talking about.
Yeah, I feel like I am also not into volunteering anymore. If God knows right now, I want money. I want money for my work, so I get those
You're
people.
tired. We were
You
mad.
I get those people. I
Can
get why
can God
that's
just test
happening.
us with money?
Oh,
Can God
Aisha,
just test us with money?
like right now,
Asame, nge 1 million spare ukuthi are we going to blow it now?
dude. Is
Can he
that why
just
you're leaving
try
the,
us with that?
is that why you're leaving the podcast? Because you said that you're not coming back.
No. Oh well, no, partly yes.
Mm,
Yeah, I have a lot of things to figure out, but I am also looking to find a virtual assistant. I've just like speaking about it now. I had like a
mm,
revelation rather, to like actually it's time to like look for someone who's going to help, or I cut some other things,
yeah,
you know. So
yeah.
yeah, I think that I might, but there's a high chance that I might not. So I
Mm.
don't know. We might have to revisit it.
Okay. And I know someone out there. Okay, sorry guys for digressing. I know someone out there is listening and thinking, but I can't. And someone out there is me. But I can't afford to slow down. I cannot. What if, what if? But here's the thing though, hustling for the sake of hustling, especially when things aren't working out the way you expect, leads to a burnout, guys. It becomes this cycle of like feeling inadequate because you keep doing and keep pushing but nothing is changing. I mean, when I started this year, I had a lot of goals, which are still my goals. I was like, dude, you need to grow your writing career. You need to start the podcast. You need to grow PFC as a brand. You need to get a job. You need to, consider ways of doing your masters and all of that. And it's like, my sister, you are one person. You have a one life. I even had to catch up, I
Mm,
even had to remove some things on my vision board. This is TMI, but on my vision board, I included that I want to be in a relationship and all of that. But seeing that, dude, I'm doing a lot of things and there's a lot of things that I want for myself it's not gonna happen because at the end of the day, I'm always tired and I'm always thinking about ways in order like to get better. And starting a podcast, guys, it was the most difficult thing I have ever done. I didn't think it was gonna be. I didn't think it was gonna be this difficult because also starting it without money, you have to do all of the things all you want, and you have to like figure things out, trying to edit, creating content, and making sure that people engage. Like sometimes I don't sleep. I think about ideas. I'm like, okay, what can we do? What can we do? So like that's when the mental health hit in. Like it gets hectic. You start to feel stagnant, and like when thing like you just like standing like and also like with this podcast right it's not performing the way I had anticipated it was going to perform so obviously feelings of thinking that you're inadequate or feelings of thinking that I'm not moving I'm just like stagnant and staying where I am will we will do a parade and like yeah you thought you were the boss you're not the boss that is why you just need to like relax and all of that and also for me last year I was doing my post grad and cool And I had thought that, okay, this year is the year I'm gonna get, a job and all of that. And it has not been happening the way I had anticipated. If there's anything, I see other people succeeding and I ask myself questions like, oh, what's happening? And all of that, like celebrating other people's success, get like seeing people like hit the milestones that you wish that you can hit and all of that. And you're just like out there questioning yourself and thinking, did I pray wrong? So you don't need all of that. That is why I decided that we need a break. If there's anything, we need a break from, this, especially if we're going to be talking to people and trying to uplift people. We also need to be in a state that we are uplifted, we are well rested, we are fresh, and we are on the correct mindset. So, yes. So,
Mm.
yes.
Um, but also another question that I would like to raise, are we really hustling towards a better life or are we just running in circles? So obviously there come a point where we get exhausted of seeing other people's successes. Not that
Mm,
we are jealous, but honestly, just seeing other people who and you think are in, not you think, who you see that are in like your age.
mm,
What's this word? Yeah,
your,
who are your peers, basically.
mm,
You see them and you're like, oh my God, I wish it was you. I wish things were like that for me too. But
mm,
yeah, we are different. We are very different human beings. I think that is also another thing that we tend to forget. We are running on different timelines. You can't base your life on someone else's success or
achievement. Mm,
their life rather. Yeah, because we are very different human beings, and obviously we were put on this earth for different reasons. We can't be always constantly pressurizing ourselves, even though it's not easy. I will not sit here and lie and
mm,
say it has been the easiest journey that I've been for. I did not sign up for this adulthood. In if anything, I did not think that I would be here, doing all of the things that I'm doing right now. I actually did think that I'll be earning a six-figured salary, having my own apartment, just living life, eh? Having a good life. But I also understand that um, you have to work for the things that you want. You can't just, they're not just handed to you. Unless if you're like a Nepo baby, then you have a guarantee that I man. Your parents will just hook you up and when you will get to that position because of your parents, you know what I mean? So it does tend to get a little bit confusing that are we actually hustling towards a better life or are you just
running in
running in circles,
circles.
hey? And nothing is like coming up for you.
And that can very get tiring. And I just feel like it's really essential to just like sometimes take a pause and just look at things. This will Now we're moving into segment 4 of our podcast. So like, is hustle culture even worth it, right? And I feel like we should just be real about it. At its roots, hustle culture is rooted in a bigger system, which is capitalism, honey. Like, no one else can convince me otherwise. I think that hustle culture is rooted in capitalism because we're in the capitalism is just a system that makes you think that the more you work, the more you're gonna succeed and all of that. And now we are products of that, thinking that the more we do, the more successful we out to be, you know?
Mm. So yeah, capitalism is actually built on the value of productivity, the idea that more work, the more you produce as well, the more money you make. So if you're doing all of these million things, you will have more money, which
Which is
is
a lot.
also, it takes me back. It's very unrealistic for um people to be constantly working, constantly looking for money, constantly. It's a good thing to have money, don't get me wrong, guys. But you can't be working um for long hours, for like every minute of your day. It is not possible to do that. You're gonna get tired sooner or
That's
later.
true. You are gonna get tired. Because we're running out of time, let me create another link so that we can unpack this properly. So can we leave this and then go to
Um,
the other recording? Okay, guys, we are back and we are on segment 4 of our podcast, which is hustle culture, even with the rise and capitalism and the hustle culture. As I was sharing that, it hustle culture, it doesn't consider the toll it takes on your mental health, your well-being, or even your relationships. And when it comes to women, the grind can even be harder because capitalism, I feel like, is a system based upon a lie. It's a system based upon a lie because it doesn't operate in a vacuum. People don't start from the same place. I mean, I'm gonna emphasize this again. I'm a contract our family. We don't come from different we don't come from the same household. Someone else is more advantaged. Else has a far better privilege than you, right? So that idea that the more you work, the more you make assumes that everyone has the same access to opportunities, resources, and networks, which is far from reality, I think. Some people are born into wealth, as I've mentioned, meaning their hard work is already cushioned by generational privilege. Others have access to, a good education, family connections, or social capital that fast tracks their success, while someone else there is like working twice as hard or even thrice as hard to get working twice as hard to get where they want to be, which highlights a systematic bias. Like I feel like it's a lie, whether that's race, gender, class, or where you come from, right? If hard work
yeah.
was truly the determining factor, I feel like then the hardest working people, like domestic workers, miners, farm laborers, would be the wealthiest because those people work hard. Like those people work
Mm.
really, really hard. But we know that's not the case. The system rewards those who already have a leg up while making those without privilege believe they just need to grind harder, like to grind harder, do things even more. I feel like hustle culture is a myth. It's a lie. It is a lie, and it blames people, and it leaves people questioning themselves if like it's a lie. It's a very toxic set up. Unfortunately, we're tangled in it because I can't stop not thinking about ideas. I can't stop not thinking about ways I can level up myself and all of that.
Mm. Yeah, so yeah, the pressure to constantly produce under capitalism is real. But
Mhm.
women are also like expected to do this while also fulfilling traditional gender roles like managing a house, raising kids, caring for others, nurturing other people,
Mhm.
making sure that the house is prim and proper. Among those things, you should also be an independent woman. Yeah, but so yeah, like she's saying, it's a myth. It's not realistic. It is not fair. And in as much as you people want to make money and to just be out there and put themselves out there, make money, make connection, be friends with who you like. Yeah, it's really unrealistic.
Yeah, and let's be honest, guys, capitalism doesn't care about balance. It really doesn't care about balance. It doesn't care that you go on your period 7 days a week, 7 days in a month, that you will be there's that week that you can't do anything because you have period cramps, and then there's that week you can't do
Yeah.
anything because you're dealing with PMS, and there's that week where you
Mm,
can't do anything because now you're just dealing with the fact that you're on your period. It does not care. It values output, and for women, that means we're often working double, like or even triple just to be seen as equal, you know?
yeah. And yeah, let's not even get into the parts of women's work, please. Let's not get into that. So whether it's like taking care of the home or in low-paying jobs, it has
Mm,
historically been undervalued. Under capitalism, the emotional and physical labor that women do is often ignored or overlooked because I mean they're
mm.
women and you should be working regardless of whether you're PMSing, you should be putting in that work.
Yes, which will bring us to the final segment of our podcast, right? Why hustle culture may be more difficult for women, especially in the generation that we are in. So let's take a deeper,
Mm.
dive into why hustle culture is so much more difficult for women, especially in our generation. Uh, like, what do you think when all right, Dile, why would you think it's difficult for us?
I think firstly let's move our direction to historical context.
Mm.
So historically speaking, the capitalist system has always been designed and conveyed in a way that it exploits women's labor, whether that's in the workplace or in the home. Like you're saying, it does not care about your
It
emotions
doesn't
and
care that you're
how
giving
down you may
birth, bro.
feel. No, dude. Na abangeni lapho bona ayihlangani. You have to do what you have to do.
Yeah. And even though like we've made strides, ne, women still have to work harder just to prove themselves. It's like there's this unspoken rule that women have to hustle twice as much as men just to get the same respect,
Mm,
right? And if you
mm.
have a disagreeing, whatever, it's fine. Add your value, add your input, right? But me,
Yes, please.
I'm gonna base it upon a TikTok that I once saw a while back, right? This guy, at that
Mm,
time, I thought it was cute. So this guy was just basically saying that like uh he was just saying that he is working extra hard to ensure that he can, fund his future wife business. Like basically like he's working extra hard to find his wife's non-income earning Pilates studios, right? And not judgment, like
mm.
that's cute. I mean, really, really cute. But it made me like now at that time, as I'm saying, I thought it was cute. I was like, oh, that is cute, so cute. And I was thinking that, yeah, obviously, a Pilates studio is not gonna make that much money. That was my mindset at that time. And now when I look at it, I'm like, society often undermines the value of women, like of the value of work that women do. It's like there's this expectation that women have to prove, that we as women have to prove ourselves so much harder than men, even if we're doing the same thing or even more. It's not just about earning money or like, it's about constantly justifying why our work, our goals and our lives matter. Like what in his mind made him think that a Pilates studio is not gonna make money? Because society doesn't care. It sees these things. I mean, someone out there is listening to this podcast or like is seeing PFC and they're like, oh, women things, it's not gonna add to the value and all of that. And it brings me to the feminist economist, the feminist theory, which says that these basic these basic jobs like your domestic work, your cleaners, your all of that, those people are making sure that the economy is working as swiftly as possible. So why is it that
True.
you cannot count the labor that they do into GDP as much as you will count the work that other people are doing in the offices and all of that? Because a person who's taking care of your kid to ensure that your children to ensure that you go to work is adding value into an economy. So when I see someone
Mm,
saying they're working to find their wife streams, it almost feels like a reinforcement of how women are expected to prove they are deserving of financial support or success. Like that woman is probably out there trying to say, dude, this is but anyways, let me not even, but yeah.
so yeah, there's this
All right, Dile, please repeat that. We didn't catch you.
didn't get me. I'm saying
Mm,
there's always this pressure to be perfect in
mm,
every aspect of your life. Women are expected to balance their careers, their families, and their personal lives. But men are just supposed to work.
mm. And I feel like social media only amplifies that. We're constantly being told you should be grinding, you should be doing more. But here's the thing, hustling nonstop doesn't mean success for women. It just means burnout, guys. Like, I don't know how many times we've said burnout in this episode, but That's what it means.
Um, so the reality also is that women have been conditioned to believe that success only comes from sacrifice, which is
Mm.
not true. Women, we are for you guys. And that we have to like compromise our health, our happiness and relationships to get ahead. And that's not sustainable at all.
Yeah, true. Plus, there's this toxic idea in hustle culture that rest is the enemy, which is even harder for women. We're expected to be producive all the time, and when we're not, we feel guilty. And women, I've like, and if there's anything I'm gonna always say is that being a woman is
Mm.
difficult, and being a black woman at that, is even more difficult. Like, how do you expect me
It's
to?
difficult times 10. It's difficult times 10, dude.
Yeah, how do you expect me to produce? Like, dude, the system is already against me. The moment I'm born is like, oh, black female. It's like, oh, like a lot of things I have to fight for. I have to fight for the fact that I believe that this is a dream. I have to fight for the fact that I believe that, like I can be in other spaces that people are in. I have to like guys, I just feel like women is hard work. Being a woman is hard work. It is hard work. And honestly, I am
Mm,
exhausted. And
true.
if you're a black man or, a black woman out there and you're tired, I get it. Like, I fully, fully get it. Like, if there's anything, I get it. So, final thoughts is your worth is not based on how much you work. If something in you right now is saying sleep, my sister,
Yes,
sleep.
say it
You are
again.
tired.
Say it
It
again, man.
it
We want to hear it.
if you need to sleep right now, if you need to rest, rest. Um, rest, take time to yourself, listen, like take time to yourself, and rest is more productive. Success should be about sustainability and not survival, you know?
Yeah, we need to start normalizing balance, joy, and self-care. Hustle, yes, but on your own terms, babes.
Hmm. That's true. And with that, we are wrapping up season one of the Feminine POV. Thank you so much, Oratile, for being in this journey with me and like for sharing a vision that you didn't even know about, that didn't even have anything to do with you, but like for, being there and all of that. And also thank you to everyone who's been tuning in, who's been listening. Thank you to everyone who's been supportive and all of that. The feminine POV is gonna come back, guys. It's not like goodbye, goodbye. It's just that, we need to
Mm.
relax, reboot. But in the after all, people die, computers crash, something, something. But so yeah. So we need to like we need to
Ah,
rest,
Jesus.
reboot, and yeah.
Yeah, but don't worry, guys. Season 2 is coming up. We just need to take a break, revisit some things, and just yeah, we just need to take a break, most importantly, guys. Yeah, the minutes, yeah, we've been on this and it's been a lovely journey. It's been an interesting journey being in a podcast. It was my first time ever doing something like this. I'm just used to randomly voicing out my opinions, but thank you for this platform, team. Thank you for giving me an opportunity to learn. Also, I learned a lot of things about women and feminists. So thank you to you for giving me this opportunity to showcase what I can do, what I can say, to showcase what I think. And yeah, thank you guys for listening. Thank you for tuning in every Friday, taking the time out of your day to tune in, to listen to us talk. Yeah, and just share your thoughts. We are very much glad and grateful that we could walk this walk with you guys. So to people who haven't subscribed yet, who haven't even listened to us,
What are
guys,
you
what are you
even
doing? Like, what are you planning with your life? Shouldn't you be here? Please don't annoy us. Come here and listen to us and just come in and immerse yourself in the wonderful topics that we have spoke about so far. So for now, what I have for you is that you can just binge listen, is it if even if that is a word, binge listen to all of our episodes and leave comments and share and likes everything. We want to hear what you guys have been thinking. So yeah, please do binge listen. Until next time, we love you so much.
Wait, let's do a memory down lane. Which was your favorite episode of the season?
I'm just a girl. I love that so much. I loved being just a girl and talking about girly girls.
Yeah.
Um, oh, I also loved the Galentine one. It was so
Yeah, and
cute.
people like that one,
What were
Shem.
your
People really, really like that one. For me, I have to say it was the one that we did last week, picnic culture. Oh my gosh, that was so nice. I even loved editing for that, creating content for that episode. It was so funny for me because I was like, oh my gosh. Like also when I was re-listening to the podcast during editing, I'm like, oh my
mm,
gosh, I'm laughing at myself. I'm like, dude, remember the times you've been a pick me? Like I was laughing. I'm like, oh my
oh,
gosh, listening to myself laugh, and I'm like,
man.
that is my favorite episode.
I truly will cherish these moments. Like I'm saying, I had never done this thing before, and
Mm,
when I listen to myself, I'm like, hey, Bo, ma'am, do you actually think like this? For you to keep on saying all of these things, like I couldn't believe myself. And to know that there are people who listen to us and value our opinions, who one day will be able to share that. Actually, no, I heard this from the feminine path. It's so cute
mm,
it's so heartwarming also to know that there's someone who's going to reference back to one of
our
our
podcast.
episodes and be like,
Mm.
no, actually, the feminine pov spoke on this, hey? So yeah, I'm
And
so
sometimes
much
I
grateful. You
worry,
have no
I'm like,
idea.
oh my gosh, what if something happens? You know how social media is. What if something happens and they say like, like 5 years from now, podcast is doing well. People are just now only gaining traction of the podcast, and then they're like, yeah, I remember when Tato said this, da, 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 da. Now I don't, my perspectives have changed. And then I have to like explain and be like, oh no, guys, this is what I meant at that time because da, 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 da. Like I always think about that. But anyways, guys, if there's anything, thank you to everyone that listened. And like thank you to everyone that has listened, that has supported us. I can't not thank you guys. I mean, supporting something that you don't even know about, like you don't even, I can't wait for more. Obviously, I can't wait to share more of my opinions with you guys. I can't wait to like, like make this a much more bigger thing that it already is, God willingly. Until then, take care of
Mm,
yourself because you deserve a life, not just a job. And also, because my friends are going to be listening to
mm.
this, guys, I got a job. I got a job, and yeah, I haven't shared it with you guys now because I don't want to. I just want you to listen to this podcast. It's that
That's so
if you've
good.
loved this season, show us some love, follow, subscribe, and leave a review. Let's keep this convo going.
Mm.
DM us on our social media page, which is Positive Feminine Care, and you can also follow us on our individual pages. I am Her Worded Life on Instagram, TikTok. What's your thingy, your handle? Oratile.
Well, guys, I don't have Instagram, but you can catch me on Twitter, Mo with Mo 13. You can
Mhm.
also catch me on LinkedIn, sorry. If you're the professional type, you can just say Oratile Mokhatle and you will find me there. Um, yeah, those are like the platforms that are like my forte for now. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, you can catch me on that.
Yeah, because guys, we're doing amazing things individually. I feel like, if you someone who resonates with Oratile, please do go check her out. She's a journalist. Well, the upcoming the babe, the what, the things that, the hot
Slowly.
babe. And also I am also doing my individual thing. I've recently started yeah, anyways, guys, yeah, you can check us out on our individual platforms. Until next time, stay safe, stay soft as possible, and stay sane. This has been Tato and Oradile signing off from season 1 of the Feminine POV. Love you all and
Love you
bye.
guys.